Yo, what it is, y'all? It's your boy Souley. I'm back with another video. Today we talking about the biggest hidden fitness hack. Real quick up on the screen, you about to see the leg training that I did today. It's real ATG inspired. So there you have. Go ahead and enjoy it. Also, real quick, you about to see me. I'm at this super cool alumni from the University of Miami. His name is Alex. Super cool guy, and it just goes to show you that you never know who you're gonna meet. Like in this life, it's a small world, and we way more connected than we realize. So just open your eyes, unplug a little bit, and just get in touch with the world around you. Anyways, back to the topic. Today we're talking about the biggest fitness hack. And what is that? It's nucleus overload. So what is it? Pretty much it's a secret way to gain muscle. It's not really a secret. It involves utilizing satellite cells, accumulating satellite cells through just repeated repetitions. It's pretty simple. So I'm going to tell you how later on in the video, but first off, we're going to talk about why you want to do nucleus overload. Essentially, nucleus overload, what it is that you hit the muscle over and over again and you accumulate satellite cells. So as you accumulate these satellite cells, pretty much you're able to accumulate all these different muscle cells, all these satellite cells. And what satellite cells do is they help with the regeneration and recuperation of muscle. After you hit it, the muscle doesn't grow just because you hit it. It grows because you hit it, you break it down, and then it's able to recover. So you get more of these satellite cells that are able to repair and recover these muscles. So then once you go back to hitting this muscle like 2 to 3 times a week, the muscle will grow way more because it has all these satellite cells that are able to help in the regeneration and recuperation process. But forget about building muscle for a second. I know I like to talk a lot about fitness stuff, but look, y'all, there's a lot more to life than just fitness. Do not forget that. The thing with nucleus overload is it's really just the same as compound interest. It's the eighth wonder of the world. It's just like investing, okay? When you're investing, you invest a lot. Let's say you invest $100, $500, $1,000 a month, okay? And then you do this, from your 20s till you're like 30. You can stop investing at 30 and then 40 years go by or something and you end up having like a couple $1,000,000. Now, let's say you kept investing, though, you'd end up having like $10 million or something crazy like that, because the power of compound interest is not to be played with. When you're able to compound that interest on top of that interest on top of that interest, that's money. That's money. But it applies to everything, okay? Think about it in terms of sports. The reason that most Olympians that go to the Olympics are so good is because they've been doing it for a long time. I bet when you were younger, you heard like, you can't like excel in a sport unless you start when you're 5 years old. And to an extent, that is true. But it's not because of like, oh, when you're 5 years old, you're more talented. And, it's because these kids were talented and they started at 5 years old. It has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with repeated repetition and volume. For instance, Novak Djokovic. Is he the most gifted tennis player in the world? Probably not. Does he have the most potential? Is he the most athletic person in the world? No, he's not. But he was playing tennis since he was like 6 years old. And he just kept playing and playing and playing and playing. And 30 years go by and now he's 36 and he has the most Grand Slams in the world. You see what I'm saying? And look, you also have to understand he didn't win most of his Grand Slams till like after the age of like 25 or like 26, 27, something like that. Some crazy number. Like he's got most of his Grand Slams, I guess you could say, on the back end of his career, because early on he wasn't winning as much. So that's why you have to understand with the whole nucleus overload, with compound interest, with consistency, at first you might not see results and you got to be okay with that. That's the whole point of trusting the process. Joel Embiid, you got to trust that what you're doing is going to work. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, a lot of it just comes down to faith and inspired action. If you take the actions and you believe that those actions are going to result in the result that you desire, it's just going to happen. It's the only way that it can happen. It simply has to happen. Belief is very strong. Do not underestimate its power. Now, back to the topic. How do we utilize nucleus overload in terms of muscle growth? So pretty much choose one muscle. Let's say that you choose your bicep. Okay, we're going to start nice and simple. So you choose your bicep. Everyone wants to have big biceps, big arms, and wants to grow this. So what you're going to do is every day you're going to go to the gym and you're just going to do curls. You're going to do like 3x10. Maybe one day you do it with the barbell curls. Another day you do it with dumbbell curls. Another day you do it with preacher curls. And you just go, you hit the muscle like 3x10, 3x12, maybe 4x10 or something. Maybe do a drop set. You pretty much just get a pump. That's all you got to do. Just get a pump. Just activate the muscle, get the blood flowing, and then you're done. and then you do that every single day. Do that for a month, okay? Once the month is over, you want to take a week to rest that muscle because you've been working it every single day. It hasn't really recovered that well because you're working it every day. Contrary to popular belief, you actually do need to rest in order to recover. So then you rest it for a week, you hit it for another month, and then that should really just about do it. Then, obviously take another week to rest it, and then you just go back to hitting it like 2 to 3 times a week. But now it's accumulated all these satellite cells. It has all this time that's been invested into it, all these cells that have been invested into it. So now it's just ready to it's ready to explode pretty much. So you go back to hitting it for the 2 to 3 times a week, and now it's just going to be hyper responsive, hyper sensitive, and just ready to grow. And there you have it. That's how you apply nucleus overload. This is the biggest hidden fitness industry hack, whatever you want to call it. And before I forget, I got this from Megan from Team 3D Alpha. Super cool channel. Y'all should go check it out. But yeah, there y'all have it. And look, building muscle is cool and all, but y'all gotta understand, nucleus overload doesn't just apply to building muscle. Like I said earlier, it applies to investing, and it applies to any skill that you want to get good at, whether it's like coding, art, or whatever. It's just consistent reps. You gotta put in the reps. And obviously at first you're gonna suck. Okay, that's the thing. People don't understand. You're gonna suck because you're going from zero. You're going from zero to something. So it's gonna be tough. But you just gotta push through, and eventually it's just gonna click, y'all. It's just gonna click. But anyways, y'all, my time here is coming to an end. So with that being said, it's your boy Souley. I'm out. Check out more of my videos. Check out my newsletter where I actually go into more written, detailed insight on nucleus overload. Check out my Twitter for some short form content. Check out my Instagram to just see how I be living. And with that being said, y'all, it's your boy Souley. I'm out. Stay blessed, y'all.